Good morning. This morning we are going to make no peel chunky applesauce. So I have 6 Gala apples, which is what I'm going to use, but you can also use Macintosh, Honeycrisp, and these are a sweeter apple, so you really don't have to add sugar, but I do anyway. Now if you do use Granny Smith or an apple like that, you would definitely need to add sugar. But anyway, so we're going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and get these out of the bag. And I meant to have them pre-washed, but I did not. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we will come back and start our process. Alrighty, so we got that done. They're all nice and clean. I already took the stem out of all of them, and so now we are going to decore them and cut them up into chunks, put them in our pan, and get ready to make our applesauce. And I am using an apple core. Usually if it was, just a day that I wasn't planning on doing it and I just happened to have apples, I would use a knife, but today I'm going to use the apple core. So let's see if I can, there we go. There we go. And just get that off there. And I'm going to put the core over here in this bowl because we are raising pigs right now, and they will enjoy those. So then we're just going to go ahead and cut these up into just chunks. And I did not peel them. And we have done this several times already, and it really turns out to be a nice chunky applesauce.
Do they have more bite to them when you don't peel them?
Yes, they do. And the peels actually, to me, get to where they're almost caramelized with the juice and all. Okay, that done. This is why normally I don't use an apple core. But there we go. Put some elbow grease into that, and okay, that one. And this is always, it's just nice to have on hand some nice fresh applesauce. You can actually make this, and I've used it in making a pie. So it's nice for snacks. It's nice to have with something extra for dinner. It's one of those nice healthy desserts. Okay.
And we say applesauce, but that's if it actually makes it to the refrigerator to be chilled.
Yes. Because a lot of times we will enjoy it while it's still warm. Because everything tastes better when it's fresh. I really like the Gala apples more than the Honeycrisp. To me, they were a little more soggy, not as firm, and so I just prefer Gala. Even Fuji apples seem to be better, but everybody has their own preference, so that's why really you can use any apple. Now, if you prefer peeling them, that's fine too. You can still do like chunky applesauce even if you peel them. But if you prefer to peel them and you prefer not to have it chunky, you can, after it cooks down, use a potato masher. And that will give you more of a, consistency that you may prefer. Okay, so now we have them all cut up. And I'm going to go ahead and add my lemon juice, which is I use 1 lemon, and I just squeeze it over and mix it in. It helps so that the apples don't brown, and it also gives it, the applesauce to me, a little more of a twang. Some say to use half a lemon. These are small, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the whole lemon. And you just want to squeeze it over top the apples and get that juice out of there. And get the lemon seed out of there. All right, and then I just use my hands to mix it.
You've already handled the whole thing anyway.
Yes, I have handled the whole thing, and my hands have already been in and out of soapy water and all this morning. So, and I did wash them before I started this. So, alrighty, so there we go. Okay, so now we're going to move over to the stove and get started. Okay, so we are going to add 3/4 cups of water to our pan. We are also going to add a pinch of salt, and I do use kosher salt, so we just want to pinch. There we go. And I am going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon. You can add half a teaspoon, a whole teaspoon. I like cinnamon, so there we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a 1/4 cup of sugar. Like I said, Gala apples are sweet. They really don't need a lot of sugar, but I like adding it anyway. All right, so I'm going to give it a stir. We are going to turn our burner on, do the medium-high heat, and we're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to put the lid on and let it cook for about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. So we have come to a boil. Stir it around again. And now I am going to add the lid and leave it ajar a little bit. And then I'm going to turn it down low or medium.
Low heat to medium is what the paper
medium.
says.
So I'm going to lower it to medium, because you want it to continue simmering, but not necessarily boiling. And you stir occasionally. So we're going to, kind of check it. I did set the timer for 20 minutes, and we'll check it then to see if it's at the consistency that I want it, and if not, then we will let it simmer a little while longer. Okay, we are going to check it. It's been 20 minutes. I'm going to give it a good stir here. 20 minutes may have done it. I'm going to do a little bit of a taste test, I think, to see if I want to add a little more cinnamon or give it a little more time. That is really good. It is nice and chunky. I think I might give it at least 5 more minutes, about 5 more minutes. And I'll probably have Marissa taste it to see if she thinks we need a little more cinnamon or sugar. So we're going to put the lid back on and let it simmer a little bit longer. I think we are done this time. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the burner, and I'm going to stir it. Now, Marissa did try a little bit the last time, and so she suggested we add a little more cinnamon and a little more sugar. So I am going to add actually another teaspoon, and it all varies on the individual's taste. So it's totally up to you, but for us, I'm going to add more cinnamon and another 1/4 cup of sugar. Give it a good stir. This is definitely at the consistency that I like. It's still chunky. Oh yes, and now you can really smell the cinnamon. And I always like cinnamon applesauce. It just gives it such a good flavor, but you don't have to add the cinnamon if you don't want cinnamon. That's totally optional, up to your taste. So we are going to move this over to the counter. All right, so we're going to just dip a little bit out here and just let it cool a minute. But this would actually be really good for an apple pie too. And I mean, it's really good. Okay, so I'm gonna let Marissa come around and she's going to taste it. Careful, it is hot.
It's good.
Okay, so we got it just how we like it. Now we're going to dip some out and we're going to have her dad try it too. So we are going to let Marissa's dad taste it now. It is hot.
It's hot. It's good, thank you.
Okay, it has passed the taste test. All right, so now we are going to actually put ours in a jar. You can use a bowl, whatever, you know, you want to put your applesauce in. Ours is not going to probably be around for long, but we're going to go ahead and put ours in a mason jar and let it cool. And then we will put it in the refrigerator and enjoy it for dinner. And it does usually fill up a wide mouth mason jar.
Those are the quart size?
Yes, quart size. Put that in there. Clean off the jar. I'm going to go ahead and set the lid on top of there. And I am going to let it cool for a little while longer. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed coming along today and making no peel, chunky applesauce.